Hi there guys, it's Hobby here, back with another Star Wars Action Fleet review, and today we have the Signer Fleet Systems TIE Advanced X1, commonly known as Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Similarly to the X-Wing that we looked at in the last video, this toy was released in 1995 by Galoob, bought over by Hasbro, part of the Star Wars Action Fleet line, quite popular at the time. Let's go ahead and have a quick look at this. So, pretty much everybody knows Darth Vader's tie at this point. We saw it in the original Star Wars film, A New Hope, during the Death Star attack, where he used it to great effect, taking out many rebel pilots, and ultimately was done in by his wingman who flew into him. We've also seen it more recently in Star Wars Rebels. I believe we saw it at the start of Season 2, and then towards the end of Season 2 as well, we saw Darth Vader flying this TIE Advanced X1. So let's have a quick look. Here's the front face look at it. We can see the very familiar TIE ball cockpit, thicker stanchions that we would normally see on a TIE. Other than that, pretty standard for a TIE model ship. Looking around at the profile, we can see the canted solid wings, very similar to a TIE bomber. As far as this particular toy goes, this big screw in the middle is the one major problem I have with this toy. It's on both sides of the wings and really does take away from the look of the ship a little bit, I think. Looking at the back, we can see the flat back profile of the TIE, and we can see it's attached to the wings all the way along, which actually makes the toy quite sturdy and not very likely to bend or break in any way, hopefully, touch wood, which is good. One of the main play features on this one is we can actually open the engine compartment and get access to the engine. This will come off completely and slides back on pretty easily, like so. Looking at the bottom of the ship, again we see the standard hexagonal peg that is used for all Action Fleet vehicles. A couple more screws holding it together. Not such a big deal, to be honest, on the bottom compared to the ones in the wings. And looking closely, we should be able to see our date stamp. Oop, upside down. Here we go. Yep, 1995, Lucasfilm Limited, Star Wars Action Fleet. Excellent. Okay, quicker, closer look at the cockpit. We can see standard TIE panel on the cockpit, two lasers at the bottom. Hatch opens, as you would expect, and inside the hatch we can see the seat for the pilot, normally Darth Vader. And if you look very closely, you can see a small hollow behind the pilot seat there, and that will become very clear what that's for in a second. So that's our TIE Advanced. Very briefly, let's have a look at the two figures that come with this. So we get the Dark Lord of the Sith himself, Darth Vader, and we also get a standard Action Fleet TIE Fighter pilot. So there they are. Looking at Vader first, you can see he has his hands up as if he's holding onto the control yoke. Little bit of detailing on his chest piece. Just a little bit. Get that to focus. There we go. So you can see some detailing on the chest piece. Around the waist and the cod piece, painted silver-ish. The rest of it is black. He does have his cape. The cape does come off the figure, like so. But because of that hollow in the back of the pilot seat, he can actually sit. Focus. He can actually sit in the cockpit while still wearing his cape, sort of. Oh, come on. There we go. Yep, there we are. You can see that there. We can close that up, and he's ready to take down some rebel scum. Quick look at the TIE pilot, pretty standard. A little bit of silver detailing, mostly black. Not too much. The black is actually faded from some of the dust that is a little bit ingrained on these at this point, but mostly black. Little white patch, standard Imperial patch. It's actually just a dot of paint, but pretty standard Action Fleet figure. And the stand that we got with it, as comes with most Action Fleet ones of the time, this is the silver version, which was the earlier version. Star Wars Action Fleet, pretty standard. Ship attaches to the peg like so. And there we have it. So that is our Star Wars Action Fleet TIE X1. So, thanks very much folks for watching the video. As you can see, I've made some improvements. Video was a lot steadier. I've got a tripod now. I've put out this sort of Cloud City backdrop, which is actually my playmat for Star Wars X-Wing, the tabletop game. If anybody's interested in that, we could talk about that at some point. But if you have any comments or suggestions on how we could improve these videos further, I'd love to hear them. Please comment in the video and tell me what ship you'd like to see done next. Let's give you a choice. Let's say we can look at either a Y-Wing or we can look at a standard TIE Fighter. So comment below if you would to let me know. Y-Wing or TIE Fighter. If nobody responds, which probably nobody will, I'll go ahead and pick one myself. Okay, thanks very much for watching, folks. Appreciate it, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.